I'll never forget a year ago today in the afternoon when everybody kept calling my phone. Are you watching the news? Are you watching the news? See what's going on. See what's going on. And I ran to the news to go see what was going on. And that was a day a year ago that changed the lives of so many families and really changed, I believe, our whole listening audience because we kept hearing about school shootings in other communities, but we never had something like this in our backyard until what happened in Oxford, Michigan. Hannah St. Juliana, Tate Mir, Justin Schilling, Madison Baldwin, all were amazing young men and women who were in the prime of their lives. And then the others that were there at Oxford High School, the injured, the teachers, the people who were the first responders, their lives were changed with what they saw on that day. And it all was so preventable, and it's just tragic. So on this day, I hope that you guys can reflect. I hope that you guys can say a prayer, and I hope that you guys can pay attention and listen to two people that we're going to talk to right now that I think can add some perspective for us on this, and then also can give us some remembrance on those that lost their lives. First on with us, and I welcome her to the show, is somebody who actually knows what it was like to be in school during this time and after this time. On the phone with us is Jace McCarthy. Jace, are you there?
I am. Hi.
Hi, it's good to have you on here with us. Jace, you are a member of the class of 2022 Oxford High School?
I am.
What a year that will always be remembered for, but also what a person that you are and what you had to say about your friends that you lost and what it was like for you to go to school there. And I'm going to have you talk about that coming up here in a second. And then another
Okay.
person that's going to join us on the phone is Crystal Burden Baldwin. Crystal is Madison's aunt. And Crystal, I am so sorry for you and your family. I know this has been just a horrible year, and I thank you for joining us today. I thank you for being part of our Mojo in the Morning show.
Thanks for having me.
So, guys, I guess I could start with you, Crystal, first, and then I'll go to Jace. I just wanted to have you share with our listeners what Madison was like and what this has been for you and for the families. I'm wondering, have all the families gotten together over time and been able to grieve together?
I do believe that Madison's parents have obviously gotten together with the other four parents throughout this whole year. Unfortunately, they have, a bond now that will forever keep them together. Obviously, there's, some families that are closer than others, but from my understanding, yes, they have been in contact. They have met up outside of, the normal hearings and all of that. So, yeah, there has been a bond there, unfortunately, due to the circumstances. But, yes, there has been that, to help get each other through, this past year and obviously being able to relate to one another with everything that happened.
Yeah, nobody wants to join that club, but they've had to pull each other up and give each other strength. And could you tell us, do you remember, I know the school did something special for the students on graduation day last May, and I can't believe we're already here 12 months later, but do you remember what they did for the students on graduation day?
So graduation day, obviously, Madison and Justin both did graduate that day. Both of their parents accepted their diplomas, cap and gown, any cords, awards, anything like that. They actually made them into a nice shadow box, so everything is nicely preserved. And obviously Madison's mom and dad are not together, so they actually they did two of them. So they each have one for her, and
That's
same
nice.
with Justin's family.
Jace,
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, no. I was gonna say, Jace. You were there at graduation. What was graduation like?
Um, it was a lot. I had to be there hours earlier for a rehearsal because I was singing with my choir group, and you just looked forward right in front of you, and there's two photos of them. And the beginning of the graduation, Justin and Madison's family collected their shadow boxes, and I don't know who's speaking, but they talked about what Madison's and Justin's future was going to be like, what their grades were like, what they were as students and as people, and we got to honor them.
Well, there's no doubt they were on a path to do some incredible things in their life, as were Tate, who, being a football star and wrestler, and also Hannah, who we knew as a huge lover of music. So many of her family and friends would write into the radio station asking us to dedicate songs because there's still a 10-hour Christmas music playlist she put together that you could find somewhere on Spotify.
Wow. Crystal, how is your family remembering Madison today?
Well, I mean, we today is not just the only day we remember her.
Of course.
We try to talk about her every day. At least I do. And I encourage everybody else to, because today is not just the day she died, but, we did lose her. But I, in my heart, believe they need to be talked about every single day, because the second you stop talking is the second their memory dies.
Yeah. What would tell us about Madison? Let's talk about.
Oh, geez, how much do you want to know? How much time do we got? That girl was one of a kind. I mean,
do you remember your last conversation with her, or do you remember one of the last big moments that you guys had together, a family party or get together or anything?
Yeah, so it was the Sunday before the 30th was her little sister's 11th birthday party. And she was very competitive, very competitive. And we were just kind of sitting there. She had a deck of cards, and she's like, she was playing solitaire. And I asked her, I said, Madison, have you ever played Speed? And she's like, what? And I said, Speed. She goes, well, how do you play? So I dealt out the cards, and I showed her. And we're going through, and she's trying to keep up. And she's like, Aunt Crystal, why are you going so fast? And I said, Madison, did you hear the name of the game? It's called Speed.
Yeah.
So you got to be fast.
Yeah.
And in true Madison form, we played multiple times. And when I say multiple, I'm talking probably 20 plus, because she was not going to stop until she won.
Oh, I love that.
And the second she did win is when the game was over.
Oh, gosh, what a great memory.
And she got up and she did her little Madison dance. And I'm like, you don't want to play again? She's like, nope, I won. I'm done. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. And then, obviously she ended up having to leave and go to work. And that was really the last time that I saw her.
Wow. Jace, do you want to remember specifics on any of your friends that and also those that were injured too? I know that's we can't forget about them.
Hospital, yeah.
Sorry. I knew most of them through past spies. Either I had classes with them. I didn't really talk to them, but my older brother was really close with Justin, and I heard stories about their adventures, and I really got to know Justin through him and his stories. And I knew Madison because her cousin would show me the Snapchat videos of them. I don't know what they're doing. I think they were like doing piggyback rides in one of their bedrooms, and I remember just like laughing in 6th hour about it. And I never had the honor of meeting Madison, but you could just like see how joyful she was through just the video.
I swear to you, I see countless media videos that were shown over the last year, and I'm sure today on local news it's going to be shown too. And I would see all these kids, and I would say to myself, I know a kid just like you. I know a kid just like you. We know somebody just like them. Yep. And I think of right now, I think of this moment at 8:02 in the morning, that they went to school in a place that they loved, in a community that they loved. Nobody realized what was going to happen on this day in 2021.
Yeah.
And none of us knew what this was going to do to change our lives. And I think what Aunt Crystal just said is so true. We have to say the names every single day. And we have to do it because so many of these horrible tragedies keep happening, and we just keep moving on after this. And that's why, we, especially locally here, and I don't know what it was like in other communities. I don't know what it's like in Sandy Hook and what people did there, but I just feel like we have to do this for our listening area. We have to constantly do this
to respect and honor everyone from the first responders who ran into that building, and the sheriffs, to the staff and the teachers who did what they practiced a million times and hoped they would never have to do, to the families and the community. I mean,
the community of Oxford is incredible, by the way. I was there the other day, and you still, and as it should be, but you still see Oxford strong everywhere you turn.
Well, and they're never going to get over this collective trauma, and it's always going to be a part of their history that they didn't ask for, but we have to not just let it fade from our memory.
We just granted a wish, you guys, for a young mom who lost her husband, and she was talking about lights flickering and things in her house from her husband, who was tragically killed in a car accident. And this morning I'm getting ready for work, and I had a shirt that literally I have not seen in probably months. I've worn it multiple times. And I reach into my drawer to pick out what I'm going to wear, and it's dark, and Chelsea's sleeping, so I keep the lights off. And I reach in to pull out a dark shirt, because I always wear like black or blue shirts, Crystal and Jace. And I pulled out this shirt. And
my gosh.
And I didn't pick it. It picked me. And this is my
Oxford Wildcats football.
And it's Tate's number 42.
That's right.
And I'm wearing it right now. And I feel like that is exactly, them talking to us.
Yeah.
And Crystal, this might happen to you. Do you feel like Madison is speaking to you at times when a song is on the radio or a light flickers in your house?
I'm not going to lie, and she will probably send some kind of sign after I say this, but when she was younger, she was a big Justin Bieber fan. And when I say that, I mean she had the life-size cutout of him in her room forever. And obviously as she got older, she grew out of that phase. But after all of this happened, he came out with the Ghost song.
Yeah.
And that song, even though I really did learn the meaning of why he wrote that song, to me it resonates more than what he wrote the song for. So every time I hear that, and I'm not kidding you, I never really heard it until after. And there are multiple times a day, or I'll be thinking about her, and just randomly it comes on, or I'll listen to it on this station, and then I flip to another one, and it's there, and it's just
that gives me chills.
Yes. So obviously it's kind of, been a little quieter on that front, but yes, for sure.
Appropriately, definitely. Then I'm playing it for Madison.
That one, and then obviously, she did have another favorite one, which is "Hold On" by Chord Street, which is another
beautiful song.
Heartstring, heart pulling, string pulling song. But yeah, she was. I don't know. I think I just looked too much for signs, so maybe I missed them.
Yeah. Well,
I never used to see the red cardinals, and shortly after, I never saw birds in my yard, and they were all red cardinals all over the place. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm Madison. Whether it was or not, that's what I took them as.
And Crystal, Jace, thank you guys so much. Our prayers for everybody in Oxford. Oxford is strong, and today they're going to need everybody to be strong for them. We love you guys so much, and thank you for sharing your stories with us, okay?
Hey, Mojo, can I ask one thing?
Yes.
Can you give a shout-out to my son and daughter who were cousins of Madison? My son actually rode to school with her that day and every day before. They bet I wouldn't say it, so I need to.
Wait a second. What are their names, Crystal?
Yeah. What are their names?
Their mom loves them, Mason and Marley.
Oh, Mason and
cute
Marley.
Names.
Bless you guys, and please tell Madison's mom and dad that we said that we're praying still for them.
Will do.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jace.
Yep. Thank you.
Class of 2022, Oxford High School.